I see that you have an engine, and you do say, come on down, but why don't you have anything?
So the engine was sitting outside. The guy put it outside because he couldn't keep it in the shop. He said, you paid for the lift for 3 days. You've been here 90 days. He put it outside the shop. That's when the alternative got sold.
Whose shop?
There's a shop around the corner from my house that I use.
Okay.
If I need to do something, you can rent the lift, basically. That's what I did.
You're suing for $4,000 for the engine. Is that $3,200 for the engine itself and $800 that you're saying he had charged you on top of that?
Nah, that was my pain and suffering because I'm like...
No. You.
Okay, so at some point, you text him and you said they're not going to take the engine back, because at first you said, give me until the 15th to get your money back. They don't take the engine back, so now I have to find your money.
Yes, ma'am.
So you acknowledged that you were going to have to get his money back.
Yes, ma'am.
After they declined to take the engine back, which, okay, fine. You were working on getting his money back. What happened?
I started, so when I didn't get the engine refund, I started selling him I made an agreement, okay, you know what, I'm going to start paying you $300 a week or bi-weekly. I started selling him back.
You zelled him some money?
I sold him 3 and 3, and then in a text message, I got a summons.
He did sell back 600. I'm not going to
Now, why? You're lying because you didn't include it, sir. You didn't even bring that up in your complaint.
Because he told me he was going to pay 400 and then he changed.
No, but why didn't you at least give him credit for the money he sent you back?
Because I had to deal with the lies all the time.
How much did he give you?
He gave me $600.
Does that sound right?
Yes, ma'am.
My God.
When I was about to send him another 3,
okay.
Then what I got in a text was a summons. Then 2 days later, I got it in the mail.
You found out you're being sued?
So I just got the payment.
You stopped the payments when you found out you were being sued?
Yes, ma'am.
Why'd you sue him if you had a payment plan going?
Because he said he was going to do it every week, and then one week he said, no, I don't have it. He doesn't have kids, I have kids.
Oh, I do too, I get it.
But why doesn't your lawsuit reflect that he gave you back $600?
You're asking for the full amount. That's correct, and then some.
That's because I had to go through a lot. I'm calling this guy.
Yeah, but put that in your lawsuit. You told us you gave him $3,200.
Right.
And he now gave you back $600. Yet you're suing for $4,000 for for money you said you gave him for the engine, not the punitive damages. You tacked on another request for $1,000 for that. But $4,000, you weren't clear or honest with us that
I was clear and honest.
You're only out $2,600.
$2,635.
Okay, so why didn't you put that in your complaint?
Because I was spending my savings waiting for this guy to do what he's supposed to do.
All right, the parties are excused while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you both, gentlemen.
I'm really not sure either of these two are lying, but I think they're both out to lunch. I really do.
But not together.
No. They each are withholding stuff that might be beneficial to them, and we have to extract it from them. And they've done such a poor job keeping records and texts and exchanges like that. When at first I'm thinking, all right, he had no proof that he bought this engine, but that may just be him. Had nothing to do with whether or not he wasn't deceiving anybody. I think he did take a picture of the engine and say, come on down. So if he was trying to deceive somebody, then I think he would have been called out on it the next day well, where's the engine? So trying to sift through that. And of course, the plaintiff didn't seem to be any rush to get his car put in. He kept pushing off the guy who he paid to do the job. So I think where we're left with is he paid him $3,200 for the engine. The defendant kind of conceded in one of those text exchanges that he owes him the money back. He's going to refund the money. He even started to refund the money, but not fast enough for the plaintiff. So I think we're at $3,200 minus the $600 he's already returned, and I would award the plaintiff $2,600.
Same.
I agree. I think we're never going to unpack what happened here, but I think legally it doesn't really matter. We have 2 flakes is what we have.
Yep.
Neither of them get that. Each of them sees the other one as someone who was disappeared for 4 months while I was trying to reach him. But they both just kind of went and did their own thing.
Yeah.
He bought an engine, didn't install it, said he would give him a refund, it didn't. I mean, I think we just leave it at that.
And returned the engine without verifying whether it could be returned at all.
Exactly.
Because if he kept the engine, we might be having a different conversation.
Absolutely. Maybe he just turns it over. But, and I probably want to know if he told him in advance, we're buying a non-refundable used engine from Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
But I think the plaintiff would have been like, okay.
But I think that he's owed the $2,600.
I agree.
Okay.
So we have a verdict.
We have a verdict.
All right.